Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Bashem Shai, Barakathum. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. And this is just a real quick, just to show you how the spirit works, man, because this is something, another one of those lessons I've been wanting to get into for a minute, and a brother by the name of Kazak, the elder Kazak, he had did a video basically going into, I believe that the title of the lesson was titled "Be Careful What You Wish For." You see, because the thing about it is, when we come into this truth, a lot of Jakes can get the misconception that, like I said, even though we've been brought into this truth, you may expect things to get easier when in reality it's the complete opposite. All right, when you come into this truth, it's only going to get harder. It's only going to get tougher. You see, and again, to pretty much echo off of the elder, because he had went into this. Well, this is one of the precepts that he brought out. I'm gonna read this in Matthew chapter 20. Matthew chapter 20, starting at verse 20, says, "Then came to him the mother of Zebedee," and Salaki, I'm all sweaty and, just got from the gym or whatnot. But Matthew 20:20, it says, "Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. It says, and he said unto her, What wilt thou? She saith unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom." So basically, the mother with her two sons, she's asking Yahushua to grant them a position in the kingdom, which pretty much that's what we all want. We all want a position in the kingdom. We all want to, especially when it comes to the hopefully elect men, all right. And when it comes to being a part of that 144,000, that structure, that governing, basically the government, all right. We all want to be pillars, in the kingdom. We want to be part of that structure. So you see, we for the most part, more specifically to the Israelite men, we want a position, all right. We want to be one of those men, right? So this is what, again, this mother, she's asking Yahushua to grant her two sons a position in the kingdom. It says, verse 22, "But Yahushua answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able." So you see, because again, the thing about it is, a lot of Jake men, they want certain things, but they're not willing to do what's required and what's necessary to actually get it and obtain it, right? Because as the scriptures say, in Acts 14, we'll get that real quick. In Acts 14, in verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples. And you see that word disciple goes into a disciplined student. You see, because again, when we come into this truth, it's not going to get easy. And you see, this is a part of our development process. All right, because the scriptures talk about how basically the things pertaining to this flesh, it can't inherit the kingdom. All right. You see, the mortal things pertaining to this flesh, it can't make it into the kingdom. So this is why we got to be purged. This is why we have to be born again, and basically we have to start over, right? And like I said, part of that, our development process, we're being disciplined. you know, because then, I did a video the other day going into how, um, the video the other day going into how, being that we're being, Lord's will, we are those men. We're being transformed into kings, priests. But you see, with that being said, we have to learn both sides of this on the spectrum. We have to learn the good and the evil. Because you see, it's one thing dealing with the law, statutes, and commandments, right? But it's another thing. You see, we're in the process of why the Lord set these things up. You see, because not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You see, look at the state of the condition of the earth that it's in right now. So, you see, we had to be shown. Like I said, because it's one thing dealing with the law, statutes, and commandments, but it's another thing on why the Lord set these things up. So we have to learn these things. You see, but nevertheless, like I said, part of our development is we have to be disciplined. Again, going back into the disciples, all right, the word disciple goes back, it basically means a disciplined student. Because we can't just walk into the kingdom, right? Like these fake and phony Christians, they believe that, you could just live a life of wickedness and just be the sinner all your life, and you could just walk into the kingdom. It don't work like that. So it says, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So, like I said, Jake, they want particular things, but they're not willing to do what's required to get it. They're not willing to put the work in. Because you see, we want the kingdom ultimately, but we understand that we have to go through this. We had to be put in this position. We had to catch this hell. You see, Jake, they don't want to catch the hell. You see, this truth is bitter and it's sweet, but Jake, they don't want to deal with the bitter, and we're coming into the bitterness of this thing. We're coming into the bitterness of the scriptures. And you see, hey, Jake, they don't want to deal with that part, but it's necessary. So, as it's often said, man, Jake, a lot of Jake fall out, man, because, hey, when the Lord turns the heat up, a lot of Jake, they come in this for the wrong reasons. And when the Lord turns the heat up, this is why a lot of Jake, they fall out, because they come in with the wrong intentions, right? Like I said, when you come into this truth, man, it's not going to get any easier. It's supposed to get harder, but it's necessary. So going back to Matthew 20, and this is what Yahushua told, I'm going to read it again. Matthew 20 and 22 says, but Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. So you see, because again, we want the kingdom, and we want ultimately, we want the kingdom. And like I said, more specifically to the brothers, to the hopefully elect men, we want a seat in that position. All right, we want to be a part of that council with Yahushua, and the conversations that's going to be taking place with Yahushua and the 144,000 men, right? We want to be a part of that. You see, but again, hey, like the brother said, did the video, man, hey, be careful what you ask for, because, hey, before we get to that point, hey, we got to go through this. Hey, we all got to drink of this cup, like Yahushua. He drunk of that cup, man, right? Like I said, hey, man, this shit is bitter. So that's why, again, but Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Because if you're thinking that it's going to be all sweet, fun, and games when you come into this truth, you're in for a rude awakening. You see, this is why, hey, man, brothers, hey, a lot of brothers, man, the Lord is hardening us. He's making us austere, man. It's to the point where, for the most part, we've become so numb, because it's like, man, it is what it is. Whatever happens, it is what it is. And again, it's necessary because, hey, part of that bitterness, man, hey, a lot of us, we're going to lose family, loved ones. All right, a lot of us, we're going to be persecuted, hunted, hey, and it's to the point where it's like, it is what it is, man. Because again, that's the Lord hardening us, man. You know, it is what it is. But again, it's necessary. So it says, are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. You see, so hey, again, to echo off the elder, man, be careful what you ask for, because, you know, like I read in Acts, man, we want the kingdom, but are you willing to do what's necessary to get it, to obtain it? Because it's not going to be an easy walk, man. It's not going to be easy walk by a long shot, man. This shit sucks. It sucks, and it hurts, and this shit is bitter, man. It's bitter. But I'm gonna read this in Matthew 26. Again, going into that cup, man, because hey, like I said, or like I read, Yahushua, hey, you really willing to drink of the cup that I drink of? And you see, no one caught more hell than Yahushua. No one suffered more than Yahushua. But you see, it's not going to be any different from us, you know. Now we all have our different measure according to the Spirit. You know, some got it harder than others, or whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, we all got to drink of this cup in the spiritual, because, you know, hey, this is the time, around the time of the Passover, and, you know, I'm sure that, you know, going into this, it's going to come up again. All right, being that Passover is coming up, so I'm sure, you know, when the time comes, brothers are going to be doing lessons on this. But nevertheless, man, I believe this is Matthew 26. Matthew 26. When Yahushua went to pray, and he asked the Lord to remove this cup, because again, this shit is bitter. It sucks, you know. Just bear with me as I look for this. I know that's Matthew 26. Matthew chapter 26, I'll start at verse 36. Matthew 26:36. It says, Then cometh Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto the disciples, again, the disciplined students, a disciplined student. It says, Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And you see, another thing about it is again, going back to how it's necessary, all the hell that brothers catch. It's necessary because it keeps us in this state of prayer. It keeps us in this constant state of wanting Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, wanting to be delivered. Because, you know, me personally, I've been in the spirit. You know, I've thrown curses on this place, you know, at least once a day, you know. But I've been in the spirit lately, man. I've been throwing up those curses, man, multiple times a day, man, because it's getting to the point where it's like, man, it's overbearing, man. It's too much. But you see, it's necessary. You know, like I said, it's necessary, because, like I said, it keeps us in that state of wanting to get the hell up out of here, man, and needing Yahweh Shai, man, and want deliverance and all, you know, all these things, man. It keeps us in that state, so it's necessary. But reading on, verse 37, and he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Like I said, man, you know, hey, all the afflictions that brothers deal with, man, this shit hurts. It's to the point where it gets to a point where it's, you know, because they teach you in this society that men don't cry. Listen, man, men cry. We cry. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let nobody tell you that there's nothing wrong with a man crying, man. Yahushua, he cried, man. There's nothing wrong with shedding a few tears every now and then, but, you know, we know and we understand at the end of the day, you know. Because I was going to say, it's to the point where, you know, hey, sometimes, you know, when we pray, man, hey, sometimes we break down, man, because we're so broken, you know. You know, we're to the point where, hey, you know, we shed tears sometimes. And it's so bad to the point, it's on the other hand, it's to the point where, you know, sometimes you may want to cry, but it's just like, man, you don't even have the tears to cry, you know? So, verse 37 again, and he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Because, you know, this is something I've been meditating on, man. You know, every in my spirit, man, it's like, damn, man, what the hell did we do in our past lives for the Lord to you know, put us in the position that we are in today, man? What the hell did we do? Because we messed up, and we messed up bad, man. You know, we messed up, man. And again, this is why we need Yahushua. We need Yahushua, man. We need the healing in the wings, man, as the scriptures talk about. We need to be healed, man. We need to be saved. We need to be delivered. But it says, then saith he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, because, you know, Yahushua, it was coming close to that time where he was about to be offered up, and that wasn't a light thing, man. Yahushua, he was about to be offered up, and, you know, he was about to bear all the sins and iniquities of the nation of Israel. Because, like I said, no one suffered more than Yahushua, but it was necessary, all right, because due to this sacrifice that our big brother, man, you know, due to his sacrifice, we are in the position that we are in today. We're able to be reconciled back unto the Heavenly Father, you know. But that came with a heavy price. He was going to bear all the sins and the iniquities of the nation of Israel on his shoulders. And, you know, it was coming to that time where Yahushua, it was about to be offered up, man. And he knew it. You could just imagine the stress levels, man, the anxiety, and, you know, the all the emotions, because Yahushua, contrary to what a lot of these Israelite groups think, Yahushua, he came as a man, all right? So when it comes to, you know, our feelings and our emotions and things like that, Yahushua, he knows what it feels like, because he's been there. Again, no one suffered more than him. No one caught more hell than he did. It's spiritual, because I told the brother this at the camp this past Saturday, man, about how, hey, you know, Yahushua, man, because when he walked the earth as Yahushua, you know, and just because, you know, Yahushua, he knew, it's not like he didn't know what he had to deal with. He knew everything that he had to deal with. And you could just imagine the emotion, man, you know, because the scriptures talk about how Yahushua, man, he was, you know, just constantly, man, you just, you know, when you deal with your people, man, you just like, man, you know, you just constantly groaning and just sucking your teeth, and you just, you know, that's how Yahushua was. He was just constantly groaning in the spirit, man, and you know, he was just like, man, because again, Yahushua, he knew what he had to deal with. And you could just imagine, man, this is, you know, walking around with that bitterness, so to say. Because, you know, like I said, hey, we for the most part, we become so numb. We're just so fed up. And, you know, a lot of us, man, we have that bitterness. Well, imagine Yahushua, knowing what he had to deal with, knowing what he had to go through, and the headaches that he had to just imagine what Yahushua, what he had to deal with when he walked the earth as Yahushua. Just imagine, man. You know, but even more so now when it was time for him to be offered up, Yahushua, he knew that, because, hey, again, like the big bro said, be careful what you ask for, because this ain't going to be easy, man. It's not supposed to be easy. It's only going to get harder. You see? So it was coming up to that time where Yahushua was going to be offered up. And again, what did he do? He prayed. Again, catching hell, suffering is necessary, because for the most part, hey, it keeps us in a state of prayer, you know, which prayer keeps us, you know, spiritually in tune with Yahweh Shema Shai, because, you know, we got to have that connection. You know, we have to have that constant state of communication with Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, as I've made this statement before, hey, don't let the Lord become unfamiliar with your voice. Like if you went to school with someone, you ain't seen or heard from him in 10 years, and, you know, out of nowhere they call you up, and you're like, who is this? Right? You know, this is such and such. We went to such and such back in the day, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, you know, but because, you know, it's been so long, you know, you become unfamiliar with that individual. Even his voice. Well, don't let that be the case with you and your Yahweh Shema Shai. You have to constantly have that connection with your Yahweh Shema Shai, that constant line of communication. So prayer, that's important. You know, the elder Apostle Rakah, man, he pushes that a lot. Prayer, man. Because, hey, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that's all we're going to have anyways, for the most part, you know. For the most part, a lot of us, we're not going to be, when Jacob's trouble, when this time for us comes, all right? Because, again, we're all going to have this moment of, hey, whatever it may be, we're all going to have this moment of where, hey, we're going to have to drink this cup. It's going to come our time, all right? And for the most part, a lot of us, we're not going to have Bibles. We're not going to have our physical sword, or we're not going to have anything. But what you will have, and this is something that Esau will never be able to take from you, is your spirit, all right? And your relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai. That's something that Esau, he'll never be able to take away from the elect, the hopefully elect. So it's going to come down to this prayer, all right? Because it's not going to feel good. It's not supposed to feel good, but in that case, what are you going to do? Well, hey, we learn from our greatest example, the captain of our salvation, man. All right. He prayed. So verse 39, it says, and he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Because you see, ultimately, man, this is all the will of the Heavenly Father. And whatever his will be, and that's another thing about it. You see, because, like I said, we've just been numb to the point where we've become so numb. It's just to the point where it's just like, Lord, whatever your will be, so be it. Just give me the strength to endure it. Because, we don't ask for an easy ticket. Like I said, Jake, they wanted an easy ticket, man. They want an easy meal. They want an easy way out. Nah, man. No, we got to drink this cup. We got to suck this shit up, man. And we got to drink this cup. But just pray that the Lord gives you the spirit to endure it. Because, hey, the scriptures say the Lord, he's not going to put us through anything that we can't bear. He's not going to put us through anything we can't. Nothing that's too hard for us. The Lord said that. So, hey, we got to believe it. Which ultimately, that's what this all comes down to anyways. It comes down to faith, belief in Yahweh Shema Shai. You see? So, hey, not as I will, because, hey, if the Lord left it up to us, hey, let's just be real. For the most part, a lot of us, we take the easy route. We take the easy route. But this is all the will of the Lord, man. And it's necessary. But it says, and he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So you see, and we're coming into that hour of temptation. Like I said, with Yahushua, it was coming down to the wire with him. You see, it was coming down to the wire. Well, hey, we're not going to be any different. When this hour of temptation comes, whatever it is for each and every one of us, because the scriptures say this hour of temptation is going to befall everyone in the world. You see, but these people, they don't have the relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai, so to hell with them. To the hopefully elect, all right. You see, like I said, hey, Lord's will, he gives us a spirit to endure this hour of temptation. When we're put in that moment, or as we're coming into that moment, right? Like I said, hey, emotions are going to be all over the place, man. Hey, a lot of us, again, let's just be real. Hey, a lot of us, we might panic or whatever, man. Whatever emotions, because we're in the flesh. As it just said here, the flesh is willing, but the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. You see? Because, naturally, when something happens, naturally the flesh is going to want to react to a certain way. But this is when we have to turn to the spirit. We have to turn the spirit on. You see? But, because this is the thing, this flesh, man, this flesh is a joke. This flesh is an absolute joke, man. But again, it's necessary. But on verse 42, it says, he went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. So you see, again, praying. That constant line of communication with Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, because hey, what are they gonna do when, you know, for brothers that's locked up in a concentration camp, you know, and you know they're not feeding you, got the wife and the kids or whatever the case may be. What else can you do? Pray. You know, and it's nothing for the Lord to perform a miracle. You know, and that's just one of many examples. You know, that's just one of many examples. But so yeah, just the point. Matter of fact, I read verse 44. It says, and he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same things. So you see, prayer. Pray 3 times. Yahushua prayed 3 times. You know, because again, this was a time where he was coming up to his hour of temptation. All right, that moment for our Lord was going to be no different from us. All right, we're all going to be put in this position. Right, but the point being, hey, this shit's not going to be any. It's not going to get any easier because again, you got Israelite groups that are actually teaching that there's not going to be Jacob's trouble, right? You know, they pretty much teach that what do you call it? That rapture doctrine nonsense. Listen, man, no one's escaping judgment. No one's escaping this hour of temptation. You are going to have the elect are going to escape judgment, but no one's escaping this hour of temptation. You see. And this is a part of, our cross that we got to take up daily, man. I'll get that. Because again, ultimately at the end of the day, we want the kingdom. But we got to do what's necessary. Because again, the scriptures say, no, the servant is not greater than the master. If Yahushua, if he had to, drink this cup, man, and, deal with the bitter and so on and so forth, we're not any different. So we got to go through this straight gate as well. So I'm going to read this in Matthew 16, verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, right, the disciplined students, right? Because, hey, when it's all said and done, the elect, being that the hopeful elect, we've been so the Spirit of the Lord has been dealing with us to the point where, like I said, hey, just because there's no food, we're not going to willingly go running into a concentration camp. Just because there's no food and, we're starving, we're not going to take that charagma. You see, because the elect, they're going to have enough discipline, all right? And their faith is going to be built up to the point, and their spirit, like I said, naturally the flesh is going to want to do one thing, but the spirit is going to kick in. It's going to, kick in the overdrive, you see? Because in those days to come, man, all we're going to have is the spirit is going to have to guide us. And that's what the elect, that's what they're going to rely on. They're going to rely on the spirit, you see? But this is all a part of our development, all right? Being disciplined. All right, because it's easy to go off. It's easy to it's easy to go off. It's easy to be wicked. But like I said, when it's all said and done, it's like I said, when there's no food, what are you gonna do? A lot of people, because they want to take the easy route, they're gonna go down there and get that charagma. They're gonna take that Revelation 13, 16, and 17. And the thing about it is, hey, you're only gonna prolong your life just a little longer. That's the thing about it. You're just going to prolong your life just a little longer. Because you see, with that, Esau, he's going to promise immortality when he can't even save himself. With that charagma, Esau, he's going to promise the people immortality. You're going to live forever. But like I said, ultimately, you're only going to prolong your life a little longer because, yeah, you may get away with Esau, but you ain't escaping Yahweh Shema Shai. But Matthew 16 and 24, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, so if you want to follow Yahushua, you want to be a student of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, all right, you want to, you really want to be about this and take this serious or whatnot, you want to be a true follower of Yahweh Shema Shai, it says, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So you see, we all have to hey, at the end of the day, we all have to drink this cup. We all have to drink this cup, the good, the sweet and the bitter. You see? Matter of fact, just real quick, look up the different translations real quick. Just through the Spirit. I'm gonna read the NLT. Matthew 16:24 in the NLT says, "Then Yahushua said to his disciples, if any of you wants to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways." And hey, this is a part of, like I said, our development, because, this, on another note, the Lord calls us, a lot of us are young men, but the Lord calls a lot of us in while we're young, because, hey, we have a lot more to sacrifice, because this is a sacrifice. A lot of us, hey, we, for the most part, dropped, whatever inspirations that we had in the world, and hey, for the most part, this is it for us, man. There's nothing else for us in this godforsaken world, man. Especially in this kingdom, there's nothing else for us. You see, a lot of us are willing to walk away from these so-called inspirations that we've had to, do this. This is what it's about. On this side, this is all we got. So it says you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross and follow me. Right? Because I do believe it might be in the other gospels. It talks about taking up the cross daily. You see? Because again, hey, this is not this is not seasonal. Like, you got camps, man, and I keep talking about these camps because, hey, these camps, hey, listen, again, if you're calling yourself an Israelite, you got to be in this full time, in season, out of season. You got to be in this full time, man. You can't take winters off, right? Because it's too hot. You can't. Nah, man. This is a part of our sacrifice. It's a part of taking up our cross. But you see, the thing about it is, only the elect are gonna have this mindset. In this for real, and really be about it. Really be about this. Only the elect are gonna have this mindset. And the Spirit is clearly, if you're in tune with the Spirit, it clearly shows you, who the real men of the Lord are. And I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, man, yeah, we gotta, like I said, at the end of the day, we all gotta drink of this cup. And again, to echo off the big bro, man, be careful what you ask for, because, like I said, ultimately we want the kingdom. We want a position at the table. All right, we want to be a part of that council and all these things, but are we willing to do what's required of us to obtain it? Are we willing to do what's required of us to obtain it? So I hope and pray that this is edifying to the elect, because they're the only ones that were destined to get it, predestined to get it. So with that, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakathum, to the hopeful elect. Lord's willing, until next time, Shalom.